because apparently someone robbed a high security vault. Draco! You can't just say that! Harry's just seen the sorting hat for the first time, and then it starts to talk. Hey guys! Today I'm gonna be reacting to Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone by J.K. Rowling. But first, if you're new around here, listen up, because I've got a little secret to tell you. I'm not just any reactor. I am Charlotte the Starlet, and I'm a writer. So I don't just react, I review. And the way I do it is simple. If I like something, I add a point, starting from last video's total. And if I don't, I take one off. Now, as y'all can see, I've got a couple friends here with me. This is Angel, and this is Seth. Okay, let's jump in. We actually just witnessed Harry be abandoned. Harry watches all of the Weasleys go onto the platform, but he still can't figure out how to do it. Platform 9 3/4 sounds amazing. Like, it's just so full of life and excitement. Finally, guess who showed up? The one and only Hermione Granger. Oh yes, okay, so we're still on board the Hogwarts Express. We just passed the bit where Harry and Ron met Hermione and Neville. Oh my god, Harry's already such a good friend to Ron. I imagine it's because it's probably the first real friend Harry's had. Ron's a bit depressed about the fact that he'll probably get into Gryffindor. I don't get why. That's a great house. But yeah, Harry changes the topic to try and get his mind off it and cheer him up. True sign of a decent friend. Yo! Okay, so now they're talking about how Gringotts has been in the Daily Prophet. Because apparently someone robbed a high security vault. And they legit got away with it. Like, what the heck? I thought Gringotts was supposed to be one of the safest places in the wizarding world. Apparently nothing was stolen, but someone definitely broke in and still got away with it. Why? Bruh, I swear to God, one of the main reasons I love reading this book is because there's so much in it that gets me excited. Ron just asked Harry about which Quidditch team he supports, and Harry just said he doesn't support any of them because he's never heard of Quidditch. And oh my days, hearing Ron explain what it's all about, ooh, I'm just getting giddy. I'm not even that into sports, but y'all can bet I'm invested AF in Quidditch. Like, I feel it's just something that anyone can get behind. Oh, hell no. Guess who just opened the door to their compartment? Draco Malfoy. And oh my days, he's got his 2 roadmen boys with him. The only reason Draco's annoying Harry is because he wanted to see if it really was him. The whole train's talking about him apparently. The first thing he says to him is it true? No manners. Oh my god. Draco! You can't just say that! Oh my gosh. So Ron laughed a bit at Draco's name, and oh my days, that set Draco off about how he and his family are better than the Weasleys will ever be. He tells Ron he doesn't even need to bother asking who he is because apparently his dad's told him that all the Weasleys have red hair, freckles, and more kids than they can afford. Bro, that is beyond catty. You can't just say that. I don't think the Weasleys asked to be poor. And who knows, they may not have asked for that many children either. You know, they may... It's really not funny. They could legit be just victims of unfortunate circumstances. Oh, here we go. Draco pretty much says to Harry that he's better off hanging with him than with Ron. So then Draco offers his hand to Harry, but Harry rejects it, as he should. Wow. So after that, Draco resorts to making threats. That's pretty much the Malfoy way, isn't it? He actually told Harry that unless he starts being politer to him, he's gonna end up the same way as his parents, i.e. dead. Is it bad that I kind of want to see him try? I want to see how much harm a 12-year-old Draco Malfoy can really do. Yo, Ron is fuming. He's got every reason to be. Oh my days. Draco and his boys are straight up refusing to leave after Harry tells them to get out. And then they try and steal their food they got off the trolley. Oh my days, yes. Okay, so Draco's friend Goyle tried to steal one of Ron's chocolate frogs, but when he tried to grab it, Scabbers bit him. Okay, so after he manages to fling Scabbers off, they leave. Oh, and then Hermione comes back. I forgot how annoying Hermione can be. She says that she only came back to their compartment because the rest of the kids on the train were behaving really childishly. Y'all are 12! She really is that girl in the class. Although I can't really talk because so was I. I was a bit of a Hermione when I was in primary school. Yo, they finally arrived! What's wrong with me? I'm getting excited like I'm actually going. Oh my days, the first thing they hear when they get off the train is Hagrid calling for the first years. Oh my life. Okay, so the kids just got onto the boat on the Black Lake and they get their first glimpse of Hogwarts. I swear to God, these descriptions are breathtaking. Like, I'm in awe, you guys. Dude, honestly, I can only ever dream of writing something like this. I have no idea if I'm capable of this, if I'm honest. There's how I view my writing, and then there's how the rest of the world views my writing. Sometimes when you're writing, you just feel like you've written a straight up masterpiece. And then you ask someone to read it and they're like, you know? If only y'all could hear what is going on inside my head. I'm taking so many notes mentally because in my current story I have a similar school type of thing and I'm getting a lot of inspiration from this. I'm not copying it, I'm just drawing inspiration. You know, there's a clear difference. But a lot of people think they just see a few similarities and are like, thief! Next chapter. Chapter 7. The Sorting Hat. You guys, I am stoked for this. Because oh my god, the Sorting Hat is just such an iconic piece of the franchise. Right, so all the first years are at the front door to Hogwarts. And Hagrid raises one of his massive fists and knocks on the door. And guess who answers it, y'all? It's Professor McGonagall. Alright, despite the fact that for the most part I've been drawing inspiration from this book, I am seeing a few minor no-nos. Like, I don't want to say they're mistakes because they're not really. There's nothing inherently wrong with them, and it's not bad writing. It's just that the writing industry has changed since this was written. Like, this came out, when was this published? Yo, this book is older than I am. Holy crap. This was published in 1997. This is over 20 years old. So yeah, the writing industry has changed a damn lot since then. And I don't think I'd be able to get away with some of the things in this book. I'm just seeing a lot of how do I put this? Empty words. That's not the right phrase. The phrase is escaping me. I just feel like some of the writing is a bit unnecessary. Like, if it was deleted from the book, it wouldn't affect the story. That's the whole point. Even though I've never published a book before, I do know that the industry likes you to be very precise. I don't know if that's the right word, but every sentence should have a point. They basically want the majority of your writing to add something to your work. And if there's no real point to it, the editor's gonna want to take it out. I know, oh my god, I know a big struggle that writers have is that sometimes we get attached to certain parts of our writing. I know with me, I tend to get very attached to descriptions, especially character descriptions and setting descriptions. So they tend to get a bit rambly. Sometimes I end up describing a character in 50 words when I could have done it in 10, you know? But no matter how attached I might be to it, if it doesn't have a point, it shouldn't really be there. Anyway, big tangent, I'm sorry, let's continue. Sorting Hat, Professor McGonagall, carry on. I'm legit getting riled up about this sorting ceremony. Right now, Dumbledore's just giving the kind of introductory speech, and oh my gosh, it's just getting me hyped. He's talking about how important the sorting hat ceremony is because each house is like a family. They eat together, they work together, they sleep together. Not like that. He's also introducing the concept of house points. I genuinely love the fact that J.K. Rowling included that because house points are integral to every school. Bruh, I remember I used to be in charge of house points when I was in year 6. It was one of the most stressful jobs I've ever had, even though I was like 11 at the time. My head teacher made it a big deal. If I ever slacked on the job, I legit would be in his office. Oh, and just like the concept of these videos, for good things they get points, for bad things they lose points. Ooh, it's about to start. Oh my days. And just like the outside of the school, the inside of the school, specifically the Great Hall, oh, it's just described beautifully. I'm still learning. I'm still taking notes on how to do this. Because if I'm honest, I still don't know how half of my school looks. I haven't got it all fully mapped out yet. Yo, okay, so Harry's just seen the sorting hat for the first time and his imagination goes wild. Like, he's still got it in his head that they have to do some sort of test, and now that he's seen that it involves a hat, he's wondering whether he has to like conjure up a rabbit out of it. And then it starts to talk. Not even just talk, sing. He legit sings an entire song. Oh, it says that there's nothing in their head that they can keep hidden from it. Oh my god, I forgot! This is where we learn the reputations of each house. Gryffindor's for the brave at heart. Hufflepuffs are just, loyal, patient, and unafraid of toil. Ravenclaws are witty and love to learn. And Slytherins are, criminals. No, it says Slytherins are cunning. I'm here representing Hufflepuff, by the way. Y'all tell me which house y'all are in. Oh, Harry feels like he won't fit into any of the houses. Right, so it begins. McGonagall starts reading off a long list of names, and each person she calls has to go on stage in front of the whole school and try on the hat. And then the hat will announce which house they're in. Oh my days. It says that Hermione practically ran to the hat when her name was called. So, Hermione gets put in Gryffindor. It says that when Neville tried on the hat, he ran off stage with it still on. He gets put in Gryffindor too, but I feel like he would have made a good Hufflepuff. Draco ends up in Slytherin, along with Crabbe and Goyle. Hey, it's finally Harry's turn. Oh my days. When his name gets called, people start whispering. The nerve. Like, he's already nervous enough. Oh my gosh. It says that the sorting hat is whispering into Harry's ears. That must be creepy. Because it's straight up judging Harry. I mean, that's its job, but it don't make it any nicer. The first thing it says about Harry is difficult. Very difficult. Ooh, it sees plenty of courage and a good mind as well. Also talent. Oh, and a thirst to prove himself. Okay, so as the hat decides where to put him, all Harry can think is not Slytherin. And the hat picks up on that. So it puts him in Gryffindor. Oh my god. Harry was so preoccupied about not ending up in Slytherin that he barely noticed that he got the loudest cheer yet. He got such a warm welcome, especially from the Weasleys. Percy got up to shake his hand since he's the prefect. Meanwhile, the Weasley twins yelled, "We got Potter! We got Potter!" So then, after everyone's been sorted, Dumbledore gets up and he's like, "I'd like to say a few words. Nitwit, blubber, oddment, tweak. Thank you." Dumbledore is a legend. And then the feast begins. The food on the tables is just listed rather than described. I guess just because there's so much of it. Dude, it sounds like a massive roast dinner. There's roast beef, roast chicken, pork chops, lamb chops. My dad would be all over them lamb chops. Sausages, bacon and steak, boiled potatoes, roast potatoes, chips for me, Yorkshire puddings also for me, peas, carrots, gravy, ketchup, and mint humbugs. I do wish a tiny bit that they were described a bit more, but like I said before, it's not an important detail. Imagine if J.K. Rowling took the time to describe the food. Kind of like how food is presented in anime, bruh, they go all out. Side note, that reminds me, I've been thinking about doing manga on this channel as well. Do y'all think I should? Let me know in the comments. Oh my days. So after some time, all the food just vanishes and it's replaced with the desserts. Yo, all of these will be for me, thank you. I have such a massive sweet tooth. It says there's ice cream in every flavor. There's apple pies, treacle tarts, chocolate eclairs, jam donuts, trifle, strawberries, jelly, rice pudding. Bruv, reading this on an empty stomach is torture. I'm telling y'all. Yo, this plot is going places, bruv. So the feast isn't quite over yet, but everyone's pretty much full up. Harry just happens to look over to the high table and he notices Professor Quirrell talking to a teacher with greasy black hair, which is obviously Snape. But Snape and Harry happen to lock eyes, and as soon as they do, Harry's scar starts burning. It says the pain was gone as suddenly as it had come on, and what bothered Harry more was the way he felt when Snape looked at him. Like, he's already intimidated. Ooh, so Harry asks Percy who that teacher is, and Percy says he's called Snape, but he also tells him Snape is apparently after Quirrell's job, since Quirrell is the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher. Apparently Snape knows a lot about dark arts. Interesting. Okay, so now the feast is over and Dumbledore gives the students a few notices before they go back to their dorms. He says the forest on the school grounds are strictly forbidden and he glances at the Weasley twins when he says that. The caretaker, Filch, wants to remind everyone that no magic is supposed to be used between classes. And then apparently Quidditch trials will begin in the second week of term. And lastly, the most relevant to the plot, the fact that the third floor corridor on the right hand side of the castle is out of bounds for everyone who doesn't wish to die a painful death. Thank you, Dumbledore, very cool. And the last thing they do is sing the Hogwarts theme song. Now that's one thing I have no idea where it came from, because my schools certainly didn't have a theme song. Okay, so Percy guides all the first year Gryffindors to the common room. This is another thing I need to pay attention to, because in my fictional school, I too have houses, but like I said, I haven't figured out how they all look yet. My fictional school is a spy school. I feel like I should say this now. Now, Hogwarts is obviously an ancient castle up in Scotland, and so Hogwarts common rooms basically depict that. They're all kind of old-fashioned, but my ones are gonna be a lot more modern because my book is set in the future. Those are the only details y'all are gonna get for now. Okay, so Harry and Ron go off to bed. And it says that Harry wanted to talk about like the sorting hat ceremony and the feast with Ron, but he fell asleep almost instantly. I definitely know what that's like. Sometimes I fall asleep before I can even realize. Anyway, that is where the chapter ends, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry if it was a bit long. Make sure you give that like button a little kiss. And subscribe to become a Starlet. Don't forget to follow me on Snapchat, Instagram and Twitter. And if you have read something that has just left you shook beyond repair, let me know in the comments. I'll see you guys later. Bye.